in a time of 52.92, a new high school national record. Back to back to back to back state champions. NET Sports, Nebraska's home for championship sports, is live from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2019 NSAA Boys Basketball Championships. We kick off our afternoon session with a battle in Class B as the Crimson Pride at 25-2 will try to take down the top-seeded Bolts, also at 26-2. And hello again, everyone. I'm Larry Putney, along with former All-Stater and Husker Andy Markowski. Great to have you with us. Andy Kendi will be joining us momentarily. We've got a battle of a couple of teams who have fared very well down here at State. Think it's going to be a good one. Let's start with Roncalli.
Well, I don't know how you can be under the radar at 25-2, but really Roncalli is.
Yeah.
The talking Class B was Pius, Scott, Aurora with Bayer Shireman. But what a gritty semifinal win. Led by Jack Doetzler was 26. They just would not go away against Aurora, came back and won a very emotional game. For Pius is one of the best teams in Nebraska, all classes. They proved that with a Class A schedule. They won the HAC, which is a Class A league, and they're led by their senior 6'2", Charlie Easley. I was fortunate to watch a lot of Pius game. Nobody has had a better senior season than what Charlie Easley has had this year. But look for junior Colby Rada averaging 14 and Austin Jablonski, a Husker walk-on, averaging 12, which would be factors in the game today.
We're looking forward to this one. Should be a great game. Pius 10th, Roncalli, a battle for the Class B title when we come back on NET Sports.
The Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Dvorak Brothers Ranch's Red Angus understands that agriculture is the backbone of our state's proud educational and activities heritage. For 140 years, we've grown with Nebraska. We look forward to continuing the evolution of the beef industry and recognizing the rich past from which our state's educational programs have benefited. For information on our upcoming Red Angus bull sale or our family's history, DvorakBrothersRanches.com.
Welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska. Championship Saturday 2019. Time now for the Class B title tilt. Lincoln Pius X taking on the Roncalli Catholic Crimson Pride. Time to get player introductions, and for that, we go across the court to Mr. Drew Denker.
On behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association and its member schools, welcome to the 2019 NSAA Boys State Basketball Championship. The NSAA is proud to recognize its premier corporate partners: U.S. Bank, Farmers Mutual Insurance, the Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association, Nebraska Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, and CHI Health St. Elizabeth. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pinnacle Bank Arena for this afternoon's Class B State Championship matchup, featuring Roncalli Catholic and Lincoln Pius X. It's now time to meet the players and coaches. First, the non-starters for the Crimson Pride. Number 4, Derek Rogers. Number 10, Ben Schott. Number 20, Mitch Hines. Number 22, Jake Orr. Number 24, Luke Luby. Number 30, Nate Weibel. Number 34, Ethan Tyrakoski. And number 50, Nolan Gorsica. And now the non-starters for Lincoln Pius X. Number 3, Dominic Pellon. Number 10, Kyle Cluthy. Number 12, Josh Miller. Number 15, Luke Tabenheim. Number 21, Blake Vodichka. Number 30, Pete Blumenstock. Number 42, Noah Unger. Number 44, Tayden Gentrup. And number 50, Jake Bryson. And now the starting lineup for the Crimson Pride. A 5'9" junior, number 2, Tayden Red. A 5'11" junior, number 11, Shane Orr. A 5'10" junior, number 12, Jack Dotzler. A 6-foot senior, number 14, Alex Rogers. And a 6'4" senior, number 40, Noah Stickrod. The assistant coaches are Mike Behrens, Zach Bird, Brent Heller, and Nick Nostoski. And the head coach of the Crimson Pride is J.J. Stofel. And now, the starting lineup for Lincoln Pius X Thunderbolts. A 6'2" junior, number 4, Mitchell Shebeck. A 6'3" senior, number 32, Austin Jablonski. A 6'2" junior, number 33, Colby Rada. A 6'2" senior, number 34, Charlie Easley. And a 6'4" senior, number 35, Holton Harmon. The assistant coaches are Adam Brill, Tim Medna, Tom Schneider, Alex Adams, and Matt Sestek. And the head coach of the Thunderbolts is Brian Spichka. Today's officials are Chris Landwig, Silvo Johnson, Corey Oldrich, and the bench official is Chris Gaborek. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's play state championship basketball.
Now this should be a good one in Class B. It's the Pius X Thunderbolts from right here in Lincoln, and of course just outside of Omaha, the Roncalli Crimson Pride. How did they get here? Pius knocked off Scottsbluff, and then a tight one with Scott Catholic that went into overtime. Roncalli had to survive 2 overtime games. Overtime with Bennington, and then a double overtime game, 77-66 against number 2 seed Aurora. Roncalli is led by its head coach, J.J. Stofel. J.J. in his 4th season, 75-26, 25-2 this year. Last time that Roncalli was at state was last year. They won it in '96. There's a look at Brian Spichka. He's the head coach in his 3rd year at Pius, 62-15, an 80% winning percentage. He was an assistant for 15 years at Pius. And interestingly enough, our 2 student sections have chosen to go blackout and whiteout. So we have a contrast on the floor and in the stands. Should be a good one here in Class B as we tip it off. The Bolts control the tip. They are led by Charlie Easley, number 34. He is the all-time leading scorer in Pius history. And there it is, tipped back to Charlie. He goes back up, cannot get it. And the rebound into the hands of Noah Stickrod. You will see Roncalli not afraid to push pace. And there's a great drive and a lay-in by Tayden Red, who could not get it now.
And this should be a really fun game to watch. Both teams are going to play man-to-man. Both teams are really skilled at all 5 spots. Both teams are going to use dribble penetration to create offense, not only on the dribble drive, but to kick for threes. The team that can control penetration the best, I think, will have a chance to capture this Class B state title.
Good drive by Jack Dotzler there, who dishes off to Alex Rogers. Rogers lays it in. He's going to play college baseball next year at Barton Community College down in Kansas. He puts Roncalli on the board.
He's going to have the tough assignment of guarding Charlie Easley. As I mentioned in the opener, Charlie's averaging 24 points a game. But the bigger the game against the better teams is when he's performed his best. They'll need a good performance out of Charlie tonight.
Austin Jablonski with that last bucket. He's the Nebraska football preferred walk-on. was a quarterback at Pius 10th, all-time leading passer for a season and career at Pius. He'll be switching positions at the next level. That goes off the fingertips of Roncalli. There's a look at Austin Jablonski. One more look.
And a really key part of Pius's offense. You know, without him, they become much more perimeter-oriented. He's able to not only score with his back to the basket, they can cut him into the post, as you saw an example there, and he's a very good offensive rebounder.
Easley with the three. That's going to be off. Rebounded by Shevik into the hands of Rogers. And the pace being pushed by Jack Dotzler. Dotzler drives in. It was Dotzler that hit that big three yesterday for the Crimson Pride when they had fallen behind Aurora. Had fallen behind by 3. He came down and right away took one from the top of the key. Charlie drives in. Easley cannot get it. The other way, Tatum Red with the three. Got it. Big three-pointer. Roncalli up on top, 5-2. Other way, you will see baseball passes from this Pius team as they like to push the tempo. Long three-pointer. Red drains it. 8-2 Roncalli.
Great start by Roncalli. Shooting the basketball with confidence.
Jablonski with it down low, goes back up. Back up strong again and follow and good. Jablonski has all 4 of the Bolts points.
I think both teams are going to be comfortable playing at a pace. Roncalli, you know, likes to play a little faster, but I think Pius probably feels they have a little bit more depth than Roncalli, typically playing 9, sometimes 10 kids in a game.
Red thought about it. Takes it to the basket. Not good. Rebound by Harmon. Ahead to Rada. Rada with the drive. And a foul called on nope, they're going to call it travel. Travel called on Noah Stickrod, who thought he was pushed from behind, and J.J. Stofel agrees.
See, rolled it. Rada with the a little bump there.
Yep.
Certainly, you're going to have contact in the game. It's going to be played at a high level.
Easley drives in. First buckets of the game for the all-time leading scorer for Pius 10th.
Charlie's going to have a little bit of size advantage over Alex Rogers, which is going to be tasked to defend him. And Charlie's 6'2", 6'2.5" against the smaller 5'11" Rogers.
Again, pushing pace. Rada lays it in on a great pass from Easley. Even at 8. Rogers with the drive. Lays it in. Nice take by Alex Rogers. 4 minutes gone here, period number 1. Easley will take another 3. Buried. Easley hit his first 4 shots from three-point range in the first round. Ended up going 4 for 5, 20 points in the first half alone. Up and down pace here early on.
Yeah, I talked about the win that Roncalli had against Aurora. You know, they were 18-5 down and just kind of stayed the course, kept scoring, kept grinding, hit big shots to force overtime. So they're certainly not afraid of the stage and can score. They have 4 players that average double figures, so they score from a lot of different positions.
Red drives in, kicks out. Dotzler with it up top. Dotzler, step back 3, is off. Here's Rada with the drive. Great take. Colby Rada with the basket. He averages 14 a game. Already has 1 offer. He's likely to get a few more before his career is over, just a junior.
It really has had a breakout junior season. Sometimes doesn't get mentioned as often because of the year Charlie has had, but when both of those guards are scoring for Pius, they've been able to handle most teams on their schedule, which includes several Class A teams that made it to the state tournament this year.
Rogers drives in on Easley, makes the basket.
That's going to be important for Rogers to go at Easley. You'll try to make Charlie play on both ends. You never know when foul trouble can catch up to a good player or affect the team.
Harmon inside, right back to Harmon, lays it in. Good little give and go.
Yeah, that was a great Laker cut. You know, you post speed, sometimes the defender will turn and look, and by the time they look back at you, you've cut to the basket for the easy layup. Great half-court execution.
Red drives in, laid open, and lays it in. He's had 8 early on here.
And that's really what hurt Pius yesterday. I thought Scott, perimeter players were able to really drive and create offense.
Easily on the other end, back and forth here.
And then you see that size difference. Charlie was just able to kind of raise up and shoot over the smaller defender.
They're going to call a push on the floor on Pius.
Great job by Rogers going back at the Pius defenders, drawing a foul.
Quick start and a great start here in the Class B final. Pius on top by 1.
The money that comes from Constellation goes directly back into our county 4-H program. So they're directly impacting young people and the development of young people, whether that's leadership development, citizenship development, or helping them develop life skills.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Head trauma and concussion risk minimization is a priority of the NSAA. When in doubt, sit them out.
Some common symptoms of concussions are dizziness, confusion, and nausea.
The NSAA requires coaches in all sports to take a concussion course annually.
For more information regarding concussion management and return to play protocol, visit our website, nsaahome.org. When in doubt, sit them out.
Back in Pinnacle Bank Arena, along with Andy Markowski and Andy Kindy, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us. Pius on top here. 1:28 to go in period number 1. I want to remind you, you can watch NET Sports anytime and anywhere. Just download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, live web streams. Search for NET Nebraska in the App Store or download free at netnebraska.org/apps. Good early part of period number 1 for Roncalli's Alex Rogers. He's had success taking it to the basket. He has 6 early on. And of course, Taden Red leading Roncalli with 8.
And Red at 18 in the semis, averages 11. Rogers averages 14.
Dotzler kicks it into the corner for Jake Orr, who drives. Orr draws the foul. Foul going to be called on Kyle Cluthy. Cluthy picks up his first. That will put Jake Orr, a freshman guard, at the line who averages 6 a game.
Yeah, both teams used that timeout to substitute a little bit. Pius has 2 subs in the game, as does Roncalli.
Rattled out. Even at 17.
Pius uses kind of a 5-out motion, very similar to Roncalli, trying to use the dribble.
Rada pulls up from 3 off the front of the rim. Had it tied up, did Miller, but ripped out of there, did Jake Orr.
Nice job by Roncalli, blocking out, limiting Pius to 1 shot. As you'll see, Roncalli's kind of a 5-out. They're going to use the dribble to try to create offense.
Jack Dotzler up top. Leads this team in scoring, averaging 16 a game. You see that heavy bandage that he wears on that left arm. It's because of a broken arm he suffered during football. Roncalli will hold for the final shot here in this first period. There is Dotzler. Drives in, dishes off of the hands of Stickrod and out. 4.5 to go.
In front line 2, Taden Red.
Taden Red back into the game. He'll come in for Dotzler. Easley and Jablonski back in.
4.5 left. Pius has plenty of time to, usually you get a dribble for every second, so Charlie's going to get 4 dribbles here and a chance to knock in a 3.
3 on the way. Just off. Well, we expected this kind of game for the Class B title between Roncalli and Pius 10th, and we've got it all even at 17 after 8 minutes of play. Second period coming your way right here on NET Sports.
Are you cool to flex fuel? 1 in 7 Nebraskans is driving a flex fuel vehicle, and many don't even realize it. With a flex fuel vehicle, you can fill up with any blend of American ethanol and gasoline, from E10 to E15, from E30 to E85, at any time, in any amount. Look for an insignia on your trunk or tailgate. You might have a yellow gas cap, or check your owner's manual. If you're cool to flex fuel, then look for a flex fuel pump in your neighborhood. Flex fuel blends with American ethanol.
Participating in multiple Nebraska high school activities has taught me the value of teamwork.
I learned how to be a strong leader among my peers.
We set goals as a team and work hard to accomplish them.
I strive to excel not only in the classroom but on the playing field.
The Nebraska School Activities Association providing opportunities in 25 activities for our member high schools. NSAA activities, the other half of education.
Pius Roncalli tied after 1 quarter here in Lincoln in the Class B championship game. Hayden Higgins is a student manager for Lincoln Pius the 10th, and he does things that normal managers do, of course. He takes the stats, and he sweeps the floor, but he does much more than that. He actually can design shoes. He designs the shoes of Austin Jablonski and Pete Blumenstock, to name a few, and his fingerprints are all over the shoes. Not only is his name on the inside of the tongue flap of Austin's shoes, Hayden's signature is on the outside in a gold Sharpie. Hayden has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a condition that muscles weaken as you age, but Jablonski told me that Hayden is the heart and soul of this Pius team. Hayden's going to UNL hoping to study engineering and sports management, and Jablonski says Hayden inspires his team every single day.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, Hayden, a big part of all of Pius athletics, is a big part of the football team as well, as he led them out one game through the banner. A big part of what Pius 10th does athletically. Good lay in there as Pius up by 2. Roncalli ranked number 3 in the state behind Pius and Aurora. Roncalli knocked off Aurora in double overtime in the semifinals. Here's Rogers with the drive. Boy, he finds a way to get to the basket.
And they keep such great spacing because they all shoot it pretty well. So you have to be really careful where you help from. And then they have the skill level to be able to change directions on the dribble.
Here's a look at that lay-in on the feed from Easley.
It's like a tight end running down the middle of the field. I think is probably his future college position. And you see here Rogers doing a great job of keeping Pius defense spread, able to use that dribble penetration for the easy layup.
Easley with the feed to Jablonski, goes up strong and he's fouling. Regathered, Noah Stickrod with the foul. Jablonski will shoot a couple.
Austin's off to a really good start here. 6 points and 4 rebounds. Very active on both ends.
There is Brian Spitzka. Spent 15 years as an assistant coach under Ray Ferricki. Took over the head coaching job 3 years ago. Always good to start your career with a player like Easley, huh?
Certainly good players make you a better coach. There's no secret behind that. But they've got a great group. And unfortunately, Cole Warwick, which was one of the better players a year ago, tore his ACL in football. So they've had quite a season without a couple players that contributed last year.
Yeah, Joe DeWark was a starter Also Nick Staub was a starter, off the bench contributor as well. Both of those lost to ACLs. And Dvorak was just a lights-out shooter. Bit like this guy, Taden Red. That's 3 threes for Red. And he is 3 for 3 from outside the arc.
And that's the grit that you saw all game in the semis. Just Roncalli's not afraid to keep coming back after you.
The junior Mitch Shevik knocks one down. Pius back up by 3. Dom Pellin in the game now, covering Red. Red goes to the basket, does not finish. Down low, and Colton Harmon comes down with the rebound. Kicked out to Shevik. This time he drives. And blocked. Shane Orr got a hand on that.
A good job by help side defense, rotating over and challenging Shevik on the layup.
Dotzler.
Just very crafty, using that dribble to create an angle.
Good feet ahead. Shevik with the lay-in.
That's the one thing that's tough about running 5 out. Sometimes you'll find your guards in the corner where you don't have great defensive balance to get back. That time Pius was able to take advantage of it.
Timeout on the floor taken by Roncalli. J.J. Stofel will take a 30-second timeout here. Boy, Taden Red has been hot here early on. 4 of 7 from the floor, including 3 for 3 from outside the arc. He has 11 points. Look at this one from deep. And the bench.
Yeah, been great energy so far in this game. Fast pace, a lot of shots being made.
You know, and you really can't even say that one team is playing more of their game, because I think this is the game that both teams want to play.
Yeah, and you're going to go on stretches where you can string some threes together and go on a run, and you're going to go on stretches where maybe you miss 2 or 3 threes in a row. So you're going to see a lot of 5 to 7 point difference in exchanges here.
Tipped away, ahead to Easley. Off to Jablonski. Jablonski goes in strong, and one opportunity for Austin Jablonski. He's one of the captains of this basketball team.
Yeah, Pius uses that another long rebound out to really get out in transition offense. Pretty good athletic finish by Jablonski. You'll see the poise that Roncalli plays with on offense, though. Very patient, continue to probe. Look for a matchup they can take advantage of.
They were down by as many as 10 yesterday. Drive not there, could not get it to go. On the shot by Orr. Blocking foul is going to be called on Dotzler. So Jack Dotzler picks up his first personal foul.
Yeah, I think Coach Stofel will be happy with their offense, though. They've been able to get the ball to the rim, just missed a couple layups here lately.
Inbounded to Jablonski, rattles around, not there. Easily put back. He'll shoot 2. So here is Charlie Easley, the leading scorer this year, averaging nearly 23 a game. He's the all-time leading scorer for Pius. His father, Ed, played in the state championship back in 1989, along with Tom Burt, who was the all-time leading scorer before Charlie broke the record this year. Of course, everybody remembers that 89 game with Wahoo. Pius led by 10 late. Wahoo came back to win it. It was one of the great high school state tournament basketball games. Holton Harmon will check back in. Easley will take a seat.
Yeah, certainly 30 years later, there's a lot of people that can still tell that story and remember it where they were at, and certainly led to the kind of the Wahoo run, which, you know, created its own identity by winning that game. I know Ed would love to see his son have a chance to win a state title. I think they were part of 3 runner-up, not only that year, but a couple before that. So
there are several Easleys that have played for state titles, and look at Red. 4 for 4 outside the arc for Tayden Red.
Yeah, you know you're a shooter when the best strategy of getting open is just to back up, and he just keeps getting further and further back and knocking them in.
3 seconds called on Pius. Let's look at the last 3 as a timeout being taken here by Brian Spichka. Red. This Class B state title game between Roncalli and Pius. Let's take a look at last year's title game in B.
The York Dukes battled the Omaha Skutt Skyhawks for the 2018 Class B title. The Skyhawks held the lead for almost the entire game until York's Brady Danielson forced a turnover with 33 seconds left to take the game into overtime. York finally took the lead in the first overtime, but Skutt tied it back up to send it into a second. In the last minute of the game, the Dukes snatched the lead once more to win the game and take home York's first basketball championship since 1944.
And Skutt, which you saw in that championship game last year, knocked off this Roncalli team last year at state. Pius was beaten last year in Class A by Creighton Prep in an overtime game. Prep went on to win the state title. So both of these teams with experience down here at state just last year, both with heartbreaking losses. And both have responded, making it here to the title game. Block called by Jablonski. First personal foul on Jablonski.
Yep. Pius needs to keep Jablonski on the floor. Look for Roncalli to go back after that matchup a little bit. Alex Rogers, certainly Jablonski switches on to Dotzler.
Or from close range just off. Here's Rada with the drive. Rada with the left hand. Boy, he has really elevated his game this year and looks so smooth.
Yeah, really athletic. Kind of has that mid-range game, so you have to honor his ability to shot fake where he can create an angle to drive. Nice left-handed finish.
Push is going to be called on Pellin.
You see Rada here, just great body control, kind of use a dribble handoff exchange to create a gap. Roncalli a little late closing that gap. Rada with a strong finish. I really have liked Roncalli's offense. They've been able to get the ball into the lane against Pius, but unfortunately have missed 4 or 5 layups that could make this game a lot closer.
Holton Harmon drives to the basket and puts it in. Harmon hit a couple of big free throws yesterday in that overtime win for Pius over Skutt.
Really versatile player at 6'4", tends to have to guard the other team's better player. There you saw his length and athleticism getting to the basket.
Turnaround by Orr, rebound by Harmon. Here's Jablonski driving to the basket, and a charge. Jablonski picks up foul number 2. He'll be subbed. Boy, every opportunity Pius has pushed the tempo, and here is Harmon finishing.
Yeah, nice change of direction dribble. And then, you got to credit Roncalli, though. They were able to sprint back last possession. Dotzler rotate over. The best way to take teams out of transition is get somebody back to take a charge. Anytime you can draw a charge, usually means that player is going to get in foul trouble through the course of a game. It's just kind of an extra foul that you can pick up on him. And that sends Jablonski to the bench with 2.
Red thought about the 3. Guarded by Easley. What a take by Taden Red. There's an impressive-looking junior as well. He averages 11 a game.
Yeah, did a nice job of splitting the Pius gap again, getting to the lane for the bank shot.
Pellin with the drive, not there. Rebound put back. And not good by J.P. Miller. J.P. will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Yeah, you'll see this corner gap here. Number 3 needs to be a little bit more in the gap to help on that dribble penetration. He was kind of hugging his player, created that lane, and Red is just too good. If you give him an angle, even against a good defender like Easley, he's able to take advantage of it. That's 16 for Red, really.
Wow.
Has kept Roncalli in this thing, but outside of their missed layups, this game could really be a one possession game. But those things tend to change over time too. If you get enough layups, you're going to start making them. I think the biggest difference to my eye is Pius' size a little bit. I feel like they've been able to get to the rim and score over the smaller Roncalli players. They've been able to get some offensive rebound putbacks. Jablonski's been able to use his athleticism against the bigger post players from Roncalli when they play him.
Hines just into the game, takes that three-pointer. Mitchell Hines not there. Dotzler pulls down the rebound.
There you see the grittiness of Dotzler. Just kind of dug that loose ball out of there.
Pellin picks up his second personal foul. That is the 5th team foul on Pius.
Roncalli's got a lot of these players will be back, just juniors, lose a few players.
Tipped away, Rogers regathers. Well, you can tell Red feeling confident out there.
And it just opens those gaps more when you have to go out and start guarding him at 23, 24 feet. Puts a lot of pressure on your help side.
That will stay with the Crimson Pride.
Much better job there of Pius having gap integrity. You see Harmon's able to come in and help Rada challenge it.
Laid in by Orr. Shane Orr with the basket.
Great inline out of bounds execution to pick up the easy one.
Rada tries to save that back in, and it will go off of Pius. And Crimson's Pride ball, and an opportunity to cut back into the lead with 20 seconds to go.
Kelly's probably going to use a 1-4 high ball screen here to get a switch, which will give Dotzler maybe a better matchup.
Off of Pius, 3.8 for Roncalli. Dotzler blocked. And that will do it for the first half. 16 minutes complete in this Class B state championship game. Pius X by 7 over Roncalli, 36-29. Andy Kindy is with the head coach of the Crimson Pride, J.J. Stofel.
Coach, even after one, they pull ahead with a big run in that second quarter. How have you handled that?
Pius is a great team. We got to do a better job on the rebounding. If we pick it up on the rebounding, a little more efficient on offense, I feel like we're okay. We got to get a couple things fixed at half.
How do you become more efficient offensively?
We got to take more timely shots and not force things. It's very difficult to defend a turnover, so I think if we offensively don't turn the ball over and then work our offense, we'll get the shots that we want.
Good luck in the second half, head coach. It's Roncalli, Crimson Pride, trailing by 7 in the Class B championship game here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln. Halftime festivities coming at you straight ahead.
Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. The roads are not fit to drive. Tires will slip and lose their grip. You'll be lucky to make it alive. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. Best to leave home prepared. Look at all the snow and watch it blow. I wouldn't go out if you dared. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. You should have checked 511. Look out now, here comes a plow. You're gonna be late anyhow. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. It would be better not to go out alone. All of this ice is not so nice. Next time, better stay home.
Education Quest, take 4.
Why do you want to go to college?
I get to figure out what I want to do with my life.
Independence, living on your own.
I need to prepare myself for the future.
What's your biggest challenge in going to college?
Probably the hardest part is the application.
Deciding where I want to go.
College is a little scary. It's a lot harder and a lot more work.
The financial side of it is really confusing.
So what if you had a friend you could ask?
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, and Nebraska Methodist College. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. We are back in Lincoln, 36-29, Pius on top at halftime. You know, this marks the 30th anniversary of one of the most thrilling games in NSAA basketball history. We were talking about it moments ago. In the final 20 seconds of the 1989 Class B title game, the Wahoo Warriors led a miracle comeback against the Pius 10 Thunderbolts, down 61-55 with no timeouts.
There's 15 seconds left. It's back to a 6-point lead. Eddie way out. Yes! Holy cow! All the way down. It's going to be stolen. They could tie it up with a three-pointer. Yes! It's going to overtime. Holy cow!
Yeah, and remarkable in overtime. Wahoo would win the game 68-66 over Pius 10th, securing their second straight state championship. One of those games that will live in infamy. Let's go now to a special presentation. For that, we go to Drew Dinker.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special halftime presentation this afternoon. Believers and Achievers is a statewide program designed by U.S. Bank and the Nebraska School Activities Association to give recognition to Nebraska's future leaders. We have 6 Nebraska high school seniors with us today who have demonstrated academic excellence and a commitment to good citizenship. For their involvement in school and community service projects, U.S. Bank and the NSAA would like to honor these Believers and Achievers. Presenting the Believers and Achievers Awards are U.S. Bank Representative Nick Powers, NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, and NSAA Board of Directors Chair Dr. Troy Unzicker of Alliance. This afternoon's first honoree is Sydney Atkinson of Boyd County High School. Sydney is a 3.93 student who participates in volleyball, play production, basketball, and golf. The NCPA Academic All-State Selection and Honor Roll student, she serves leadership roles on the National Honor Society, FBLA, FCCLA, and Student Council at Boyd County. In her community, Sydney is involved in her church youth group and is a community youth sports leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Atkinson. Next is Michaela Bartles of Bennington High School. Michaela participates in volleyball, music, and track while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. An honor roll student and an NCPA Academic All-State Selection, Michaela is a member of the National Honor Society and serves leadership roles on Women's Leadership Council, Student Senate, FCA, and Key Club at Bennington. Michaela volunteers for the Open Door Mission and is a member of Circle of Badgers and is a camp counselor at the Bennington Youth Track Camp in her community. Ladies and gentlemen, Michaela Bartles. Our next recipient is Lane Bertrand of Axtell High School. Lane is a 3.93 student who participates in football, basketball, and track. He was a member of the 2018 NSAA Class D State Track Championship team and placed 3rd in the 110-meter hurdles and 2nd in the 300-meter hurdles. an NCPA Academic All-State Selection, and an honor roll student, Lane is a member of the National Honor Society, Just Starting, FFA, and Destination Imagination of Axtell. In his community, Lane is a member of his church youth group, 4-H, and youth football and basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, Lane Bertrand. Next is Leighton Bubak of Arnold High School. Leighton participates in football, play production, basketball, and track while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. He was a member of the 2017 NSAA Class D State Track Championship team, as well as the 2018 NSAA Class C2 State Boys Basketball Qualifying Team. At Arnold, Leighton serves leadership roles on the National Honor Society, Youth Leadership Custer County, and Quiz Bowl. The NCPA Academic All-State Selection in Honor Roll student, Leighton is an active member in his church and is a member of Western Riders 4-H Club in his community. Ladies and gentlemen, Leighton Bubak. Our next recipient is Kaylin Dockweiler of Callaway High School. Kaylin is a 3.88 student who participates in play production, basketball, and track. He was a member of the 2017 NSAA Class D State Track Championship team, as well as the 2018 NSAA Class C2 State Boys Basketball Qualifying Team. An honor roll student and an NCPA Academic All-State Selection, Kaylin is a member of the National Honor Society, FFA, Youth Leadership Custer County, Student Government, and Help Envision Reach Out mentoring program at Callaway. In his community, Kaylin is an active member in his church. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylin Dockweiler. Our final recipient is Alexander Lamore of Conestoga High School. Alexander is a 3.90 student who participates in play production, basketball, speech, and soccer. He received superior rating in oral interpretation of drama at the 2018 NSAA State Speech Championships. An honor roll student and NCPA Academic All-State Selection, Alexander is involved in National Honor Society, Student Council, Class Government, and Breakfast Club at Conestoga. He is a volunteer youth basketball and youth soccer coach in his community. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander Lamore. And now, let's give one more round of applause to the 2018-2019 U.S. Bank Believers and Achievers, the future leaders of Nebraska.
Well, congratulations once again to this year's honorees, the Believers and Achievers. Academic excellence, community service, and obviously excellence on the field of play as well. We're at halftime of the Class B Championship. When we come back, Pius 10th and Roncalli. The champ will be crowned in the next 16 minutes.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Let's talk about public power for a second. Nebraska's electric utilities use a diverse mix of fuel resources to generate electricity. Wind, water, coal, nuclear, natural gas, solar, and methane. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you. Let's talk about public power for a second. Did you know Nebraska's electric utilities pay more than $100 million to communities they serve each year? Those dollars stay local, helping to empower our hometowns. Just another way your electric utility shows how public power works for you.
You are a Nebraska farmer. You defined tough. You pushed the limit. You gave it all you had. And when you got to the end of the field, you turned around and we were there behind you every step of the way. Our success is measured by our understanding of your farm. It is measured in your trust in us at Aurora Cooperative. Tougher together, Aurora and you.
My name is Dan O'Neill. I am an NET Foundation board member from North Platte, Nebraska. From the western edge of the state to Lincoln or Omaha is a long ways. So state wrestling, state basketball, volleyball, all those events, that truly, I think, brings the state together, because there are just a lot of people that wouldn't be able to attend those events. Join me in supporting NET, Nebraska's PBS and NPR stations.
We're back at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Lincoln Pius the 10th on top of Roncalli, 36-29. Andy, we're getting the game I think we thought we would get. Fast-paced and a close game as well.
Yeah, both teams are scoring. You know,
Yep.
credit Red, Roncalli 16 points keeping it in. Pius is a little bit more balanced. I think they're scoring in more ways. They're getting some offensive rebound putbacks. They're being able to score off some of those turnovers. And you'll see in our highlights, I think they're finding a way to score in transition as well.
Jablonski's been off to a quick start, not only rebounding, but he has 9 points to lead Pius. A nice dish here to Holton Harmon.
But you know who's transition points there.
Another bucket there, but you know who has kept the Crimson Pride in it. As you see another bucket is Tayden Red.
Yeah, 4 of 4 from the 3, 6 of 9 so far from the floor, and he's, you know, Pius is not doing a bad job on him. They've just been a little late, and you know, credit Red, he's shooting it with range, which is creating his opportunity to drive. You know, there's another contested 3, just a terrific player. You know, when in doubt, just back up a little bit more from 25 feet, knocks it in. So terrific first half.
And then the Bolts have been very effective getting out in transition.
Yeah, they're willing to play fast. They can run at all 5 spots. That, you know, right now they're outscoring Roncalli 10-0 in transition points. So if you look at that 36-29, that's really been the difference of the game, is getting out and scoring.
Andy Kindy is with the head coach of the Thunderbolts, Brian Spichka.
All right, Coach, what did you tell your kids at halftime to keep up the momentum?
Well, we have to just keep being aggressive and keep playing our game. We have to. The second quarter was more about us starting to get more stops. If we can get stops, we can get out in transition and be able to play a little bit more like we do, and we had some success with that.
How important is it to keep Dotzler under control?
It's very important, but it's not easy. We had a really good first half with that. We have to see if we can't continue that for the second half. But that's easier said than done. He's a great player, very slippery, got great moves, great ball handling. He's like he's in an and one mixtape out there a lot of times with his ball handling, so we got to try to stay in front of as much as possible.
All right, well, congratulations on a great first half. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thank you.
Pius 2 quarters away from a Class B state championship. Second half straight ahead.
FFA's vision is to build leaders, grow communities, and strengthen agriculture. The funds from Constellation will most likely be directed to one of those areas. But most importantly, people need to know that it is at the local level. It's helping local chapters.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Earning my shield means...
It means I'm always moving forward.
Never stopping, always learning.
It means rising to the challenge of my ambition.
Earning my shield means having the confidence to hold my own with anyone from anywhere.
It means more opportunities for me and my children.
Earning my shield means it's never too early or late to set goals. What does it mean to earn your shield? I found out it don't.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena here in Lincoln, Nebraska, Class B state championship, second half underway. Pius on top of Roncalli, 36-29. Jablonski, who led Pius in scoring in the first, they go down low right away, comes up short. And now let's see if Jack Dotzler can get going.
Yeah, just 2 points in the first half. Pius did a pretty good job giving attention to him.
Guarded there by Shevik. Here's Red with Rada on him. Up top to Alex Rogers.
This is where Dotzler's so good. They try to give him some spacing to drive and attack.
Or with the drive, off. Jablonski with the rebound. Battle for it. Is loose and picked up by Orr. Lays it in.
Yeah, good hustle by both teams, but Roncalli was able to secure that loose ball, turn it into points. Nice start by them with a stop and then a bucket to cut the deficit to 5.
Rada with the drive to the basket. Feeds it to Jablonski. Out of the reverse over the head, did not get it to go. Opportunity here to cut it to 3 or possibly 2 for Roncalli. Rebound, Stickrod, back up and in. Noah Stickrod with the basket.
And that's a good example of why penetration will break your defense down. Jablonski had to help, and by him helping, expose the backside rebound.
And there you see Easley with the 3.
Charlie's now 2 of 5 from the three-point line.
Rebound by Jablonski. Eyes up the floor, gets it to Easley. He'll take it to the basket. Doesn't get the roll, tipped out by Rada, and it will be Crimson Pride's ball. There's a look at Charlie Easley and Brian Spichka. You know, when you think of, I don't know if you had family royalty at Pius, you think of Burt's and you think of Easleys, right? I mean, one, because they were great athletes, but two, there were so doggone many of both of them, right?
Yeah, they've had, both families a large impact on Pius. Certainly, you've seen the exposure around athletics. All
right.
Had children and grandchildren and cousins that have been successful.
Dotzler with the basket. Yeah, Easley's father, Ed, we talked, he played in the 88 and 89 championship, was a runner-up both years, never won a state title. Matt played in 90 and 91. Carmen played in 90, 91, 92. Maggie in a 92 championship team, Ann on a 96 runner-up team. Dave in 98, Joe in 01, 02, runner-up in 02. It's just been a rich history.
I still think they play Christmas pickup basketball. I know, like Ed and Youth, and he tells me I think he's the older Easleys are having a harder time keeping up with the younger ones, but they're pretty competitive. Great hands there by Dotzler, just that gritty, tough play.
I think they call it the uncles and cousins game, right? Uncles versus the cousins. Kicked outside, Rada with the open look at the 3. Ripped away by Red. It goes off of Harmon, or was blocked by Easley.
Yeah, just a really competitive game. This is why Roncalli is so good. They just go after you and go after you. And
what a block.
Yep. Good play by Charlie, but credit Roncalli, just being aggressive.
Dotzler steps back and got it. And now look out, Jack Dotzler starting to warm up. Roncalli within 1.
Quickly erase the 7-point halftime deficit.
Easley's jumper is off, and an opportunity here for the Pride to take their first lead since early on in the first.
I know there's not supposed to be rooting from the press box, but I'm sitting by Mike Patterson, which is a Roncalli alum. And Mike's not cheering, but internally he wants his Pride to do well. Does such a great job covering high school sports for the World Herald.
We have a foul on the floor in transition. Shane Orr is teed up. Third personal foul called on Orr. And a timeout on the floor. Not sure what that technical was for. We'll have to look into that. But it was called on Orr. Let's one more look here. That's what it was. Little scream at the official there and got teed up. So third personal on Shane Orr. 39-38. It'll be Bolts ball when we come back. 3:46 to go here in the third.
The
Nebraska Chiropractic Physicians Association is pleased to sponsor the NSAA Academic All-State Award Program, recognizing students and athletes who shine in the classroom and on the field. This statewide program recognizes academic excellence, leadership, and athletic achievement in over 20 high school sports and activities. We honor these exceptional students and all of the teachers, coaches, and parents who have mentored them. Together, we can continue to make Nebraska a great place to live, learn, and play.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, along with Andy Markowski and Andy Kindy, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us. Midway through period number 3. Charlie Easley will be out to shoot the technical foul free throws for Pius, and the Bolts will have the ball. Second one is good, and it will be the Bolts' ball. You saw J.J. Stofeld talking it over with the official.
Yeah, a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Or kind of let that emotion get the better of him, but certainly regroup. Only cost him a point.
Tipped away, stolen by Dotzler. A push on the floor before the basket.
Dotzler out denying the wing. That's always hard when that turnover happens so quick. That trail official has to try to maintain good position to see the play.
Tipped away by Easley, but on the end line. There's still a 2-point Pius advantage here, but Roncalli with the ball and a chance to even it up.
Dotzler starting to put his imprint on this game. You know, big three, then got a steal. Starting to draw some fouls.
Mitch Hines kicks it out. Holton Harmon got a hand on it. It will stay with Roncalli. There's a look at Holton Harmon, who had those 2 free throws, 3 of 4 free throws late yesterday in the overtime game to win it. Holton actually, when he was in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, he won the state free throw shooting contest. Actually went to nationals, and here is Harmon out in front and blocked from behind. Alex Rogers with the big block.
Great athletic play by Rogers.
Finish that thought on Harmon. As you look at the block here, Harmon coming in.
That's his great job by not giving up on the play.
He was a state free throw shooting champ, went to nationals and finished 3rd in nationals when he was in 4th grade. That's the guy you won at the free throw line late in the game, right?
Yeah, certainly having that pressure on you early kid helps that development.
Easley down low. And the foul will be called on Dotzler. Here's another look at it. Easley now to shoot 2.
You know, Dotzler's just, such a good all-around player. We mentioned only having 2 at half, but had 5 assists, only 1 turnover. So there's so many ways he impacts the game. Having to guard Pius's best player easily, just another thing he's willing to do to help Roncalli have a successful season.
Length of Harmon on Dotzler there. Good drive. Once again, Rogers has been finding his way to the basket.
You know, he does such a good job of taking that extra dribble. You kind of think Pius has him corralled, and then kind of pushes one more power dribble through and gets the ball all over the rim.
Here is Jablonski driving in. Comes up short again.
You know, I thought Roncalli in the first half did such a great job of using that dribble drive at all spots and just missed a few layups. They're now starting to find those layups dropping for him, which has allowed them to cut this lead to 2.
Hines pull-up jumper is off. Rebound Harmon. Easley with the pull-up. Knocks it down. Pius by 4.
Yeah, that's just a tough shot. Rogers did a pretty good job of trying to get a hand up and contesting.
Dotzler with the pull up the other side.
And once again, though, Roncalli's able to kind of use that dribble drive to create great offensive possessions.
Charge called on Easley.
Yeah, great play by Rogers. You know, just sprints back, picks the spot, beats Charlie there. And really shows his hands, big chest. And that's kind of that extra dribble that, you know, Rogers was able to kind of put one more dribble down on the other end. You know, easily kind of maybe pulled up one dribble too soon there and lost his momentum. He had to charge versus using that dribble to get to the basket.
Dotzler guarded by Shebek. Out of the corner to Hines, who's got an open look. Easley with the rebound. Pius will have an opportunity here. Kicked out to Shebek. Into the corner, Shebek. 3 is short. So we head to period number 4. Pius on top of Roncalli, 44-40. The finish of the Class B championship coming your way on NET.
Are you cool to flex fuel? 1 in 7 Nebraskans is driving a flex fuel vehicle, and many don't even realize it. With a flex fuel vehicle, you can fill up with any blend of American ethanol and gasoline, from E10 to E15, from E30 to E85, at any time in any amount. Look for an insignia on your trunk or tailgate. You might have a yellow gas cap, or check your owner's manual. If you're cool to flex fuel, then look for a flex fuel pump in your neighborhood. Flex fuel blends with American ethanol.
Methodist College is small, and the faculty is very involved. I feel that they care about how I'm doing.
Nebraska Methodist put clinical work right there with the schoolwork. I knew I was going to be helping patients even during school.
Since starting Nebraska Methodist College, I have learned a lot about myself. I love to learn, and I want to keep progressing and make an impact on patients.
There's 15 seconds left. It's back to a 6-point lead. Eddie way out. Yes! Holy cow! All the way down. It's going to be stolen. They could tie it up with a three-pointer. Yes! It's going to overtime. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was miraculous. Wahoo coming back from a 10-point deficit with less than a minute left to send it to overtime and eventually winning in overtime. And would like to tell you that he was on the floor. That is Charlie Easley's father, Ed, when that happened, but he had fouled out, right?
Yeah, he told me last night, 50-some seconds, up 10.
Yeah.
You know, granted, 30 years later, you know, maybe off a couple points here and there. But
right.
You can tell it still bothered him. Those are the losses that, you know, you never know if you're ever going to get another chance. And when you lose one, you know, that 99.9% of the time, you know, you're up 10 with a minute to go, you win. And
yeah,
give Wahoo credit, just never quit. And game lives in history.
Rogers draws the foul. Also want to say that on that call of that game, Wahoo versus Pius, the voice you heard was the late Jeff Schmall, who was the 10-11 sports director at the time, a mentor of mine for many years. Of course, many of you know Jeff passed away of pancreatic cancer within the last couple of years, and a longtime sports figure, not only at 10-11 and across the state of Nebraska, but the things he did at Husker Vision. Some great memories here at these state championships.
Great job by Rogers there, making the 2 free throws to cut it to 2.
Pellin with an open look at 3. Got it! Dominic Pellin off the bench to provide a little spark.
Yeah, only averages 1.2 a game, but came into the first round game of the blowout and was able to maybe make some shots, which always helps your comfort level.
Boy, what a great feed ahead. Bounce pass to Rada from Easley. And Pius back up by 7. Kicked out, open look. Is off, good rebound. And nice dish. Great feed to Stickron, who puts it in, and a timeout by J.J. Stofel. Let's look at that bounce pass again from Easley ahead to Rada.
Yeah, just kind of saw the play, put it in the perfect spot. I don't know if he anticipated Doetzler almost getting a hand on it.
Yeah, Doetzler all out to try to stop that, and then Doetzler hustles down to the other end and creates for the Crimson Pride. Boy, some all-out play here by both teams, the Thunderbolts and the Crimson Pride. You know, we showed you that video of Wahoo with those 2 late baskets to take the lead or to send it into overtime on Pius 10th. It was also being played on the big screen here, and that was the reaction of Ed when he saw it on the big screen.
I think that describes it. That still hurts.
That tells the story, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good guy, and it'd be fun to see Pius win, but it'd also be fun to see if Roncalli can finish what is a school record for them for wins. Just both teams have had tremendous Class B seasons.
Pius will reset, 6:40 to go here in the game. Bolts on top by 5. Helen loses it and ripped away by Shane Orr. Doetzler with it, off to Rogers. Into traffic, got the bank. Back to within 3.
Yeah, once again, just using that dribble penetration to get to the front of the rim.
Easily the other way, and he'll go to the line. Another look at Alex Rogers, 4-year starter.
A nice little hesitation. You know, good body control where he kind of drew contact with that right shoulder to create a little space that has the touch to get it up on the backboard and in. That's hard to do when you have to guard the other team's best player like he's doing with Easley and then still contributing 14 points. Give him a lot of credit. He's had a terrific state championship up to this point with 6:11 to play.
Four-point lead. Stripped away, back ahead to Easley. Lays it in. Down to Red, who'll take the 3 from the corner. That's off. Harmon with the rebound.
Yeah, Pius has done a much better job on Red, holding him scoreless in the 3rd.
Easley's 3 is off.
But always so dangerous. Roncalli can score from so many different spots.
Goes by Jablonski and lays it in. What a game Alex Rogers is having. He's got 16 points. to lead the Crimson Pride.
Yeah, that's the matchup that I think Roncalli likes. Well, Pius is playing Jablonski, which is their post against really 5 guards from Roncalli.
Easley's three is off. Back-to-back threes tipped away and into the hands of Rogers. 5 minutes to go, 4-point Thunderbolt lead. Open look up top, off the front of the rim. After opening up 4 for 4 from three-point range, Red has missed his last 2. And a timeout taken by the Bolts. Pius being led by Charlie Easley's 19 points. And here's a look at the steal. Shebek ahead to Easley.
Yeah, just great anticipation. I mean, Dotzler's a really good ball handler, and Charlie guessed right on the which direction Dotzler was going to go, and was able to get the steal and the layup. There you see Charlie kind of on the end of the bench there, leaning forward. Pretty productive stat line. Yeah, 4:44 to play. This one's a long ways from over. Both teams are just very resilient. Coach Spitzka has always talked about letting his team play free and letting them play fast and stay aggressive. And obviously Roncalli has proven they can do the same with the great semifinal win over Aurora, being able to come back multiple times to force overtime and then ultimately win it.
Roncalli this year with just 2 losses, one of those to Gretna to open up the season. Pius lost early on in the second game of the year to Lincoln East, would later avenge that loss, and then also lost by 1 to Creighton Prep in a game I believe they led by 10.
Yeah, no real foul trouble. Nobody with 4 fouls, so certainly best players are going to play this one out down the stretch.
Double teamed up top, Red with it. Nice drive by Taden Red.
Yeah, Roncalli will need some contribution from Red here down the stretch.
Shot off by Easley, a 5-0 Roncalli run, an opportunity here to tie it up or take the lead.
Yeah, good half-court defense by Roncalli. Able to force Easley into a tough shot.
Shot is off, and it goes off of Shane Orr and out. Take a look at the steal here by...
There you see that corner gap that Pius didn't really play in the first half. That time Roncalli Orr did a terrific job of being in there, getting his hand on the basketball, which led to the possession and ultimately the layup by Red.
Foul down low. Called on Rogers. Jablonski uses the glass and not there.
Yeah, great job by Stickrod, just walling up, using his size and strength, making it a tough shot on Jablonski.
Full timeout called by J.J. Stofeld. .250 to go, 52-50. Great Class B final here between the Crimson Pride and the Thunderbolts. go over to Andy Kindy, who is courtside.
Larry, Roncalli has one state title in its basketball history. Certainly a great team led by Roncalli current principal TJ Orr, who was coached by Doug Woodard. And Orr, also an outstanding wide receiver at Roncalli during his time, is now Orr has two sons playing on the team, Shane, number 11, a junior, and Jacob, a freshman, number 22. I talked to him at halftime. He said, you know, as a player, you don't really realize what a state championship run can do for a school and for a community. But he did mention that it's 23 years to the day that Roncalli won its state championship in 1996. I asked him who'd they beat. He said Hastings, 79-66. I said, how many points did you score? He goes, 21. So you remember these things, these days, these games, these championships for a lifetime.
Great story, Andy. To the day, wow. Inside 3 minutes here. And Dotzler with it up top, guarded by Shebek. Red comes off the screen. Rada guarding him.
Dotzler just probes, just waiting for a slight advantage to create for a teammate or himself.
Foul on Harmon. That will send Jake Orr to the line. Jake and Shane. Just talked about Jake, the freshman. Shane, the junior.
Dotzler is so smart with the basketball. Sees Jablonski help a little bit. Creates an opportunity to get his teammate the basketball.
Second free throw just long, but rebound. Back up. And the block. It'll stay with Roncalli, though. Good offensive rebound there by Rogers.
Yeah, just great to get that possession back for his teammates. See if they can capitalize on it with a basket.
Screen set by Stickrod. Easley still on him. Foul called on Easley.
Just the 5th team foul. Should be in line, out of bounds. Yeah, similar call to what Easley got down on the other end, so officials maintaining some consistency. Both teams have 5 fouls.
Great shot by Red. Tayden Red finds room and lays it in, even at 52.
Yeah, great body control. Jablonski did a good job of rotating over, but Red was able to avoid the contact and get the layup.
Rogers guarding Easley.
See Pius doing the same thing that Roncalli, just kind of probing, waiting for a matchup they like, where they can attack from.
Pius willing here to let this tick down and potentially take a game-winning shot. Foul called. That's the 6th foul, so not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, here you see Red, really nice crossover to gain that advantage. And then you see that body control to make sure he didn't charge.
Thunderbolts will take the timeout. Red now with 20 points, leading all scorers. Easley with 19 to lead the Bolts. Take a look at the play of the all-time leading scorer in Thunderbolt history, Charlie Easley. It's been a quiet 19, but big three-pointers here in the second half have helped Pius jump out to that 7-point lead, pull-up jumper. Just a great feed ahead to Rada.
That's not always the scoring of Charlie. 11 rebounds, 5 assists, couple steals. Just makes so many plays to help Pius have a successful season. And they're probably going to put the ball in his hands here with 57 seconds. And they're hoping he can make one more. And Roncalli's hoping that they can get this stop and force overtime.
You look at the statistics, very evenly played game up and down. Pius maybe shooting a little better at the free throw line, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's been a high-level game, not a ton of turnovers. Both teams have had good performances out of their most consistent players all season. And what you want a state championship to be is a team that makes one more play is going to have a chance to cut down the nets.
Shebek with it up top. 30 to go. Harmon now back to Shebek. $15 to go. Rada with the ball. Game tied at 52. Easley will have it in his hands to win it for Pius. 5 to go. Easley pulls up, jumper. Rattles around, no good. We've got overtime in Class B. Third straight overtime game for Roncalli, second in a row for Pius. One more look at the last jumper from Charlie Easley.
Yeah, Charlie's been so good at that mid-range, but that was about a 17-footer. He likes to get to about 15 feet. You got to credit Rogers, did a pretty good job of making that a tough shot. Like I said, that's about a 17-footer versus a 15-footer, and once again touched a lot of the rim. Fortunately for Roncalli, they should have that overtime experience, having been there twice already in the state tournament.
Well, why not? It's been an overtime kind of tournament in Class B. Roncalli went overtime to win its quarterfinal, went double overtime last night in a win over Aurora. Pius went overtime last night in its win over Scott. And here we go again.
Yeah, Doetzler, just something to keep an eye on, does have 4 fouls. Really the only player in foul trouble for either team. So certainly Roncalli's going to want to keep him out on the court.
Pellin, the only Thunderbolt in foul trouble. He has, not really trouble, he has 3 fouls. Or with 3 and a technical, and Doetzler has 4. Mike Patterson of the Omaha World Herald just handed us a note saying Roncalli is now the first team ever to play 3 overtime games at the state tournament. And Pius has not scored, by the way, in the last 5 minutes. Holton Harmon drives in, and that will put him at the line. That was, Pius led 52-47. Roncalli on that 7-0 run. Here's another look.
Yeah, Ord there just a little late, not quite square. Going back to Harmon's, as you mentioned, a pretty good free throw shooter. Hit clutch ones yesterday in the semis, and obviously that one was a big one to start overtime.
Harmon, once again, was the state champ in free throws in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Went to nationals when he was in 4th grade and finished 3rd in the nation. Big free throws there. Pius with the lead early on here in overtime. Dotzler drives in. Rattle around, gets the roll. Even at 54.
Yeah, just so intelligent. Pius did a good job of shutting off the first drive, and Jack was able to just probe with the dribble and ultimately see that gap and take advantage of it.
Jablonski with it up top to Shebek. Off to Rada, now Easley. Kicks it out, Shebek with the three. Got it. Big shot, Mitch Shebek. Boy, both of his sisters played in state championship games for Pius. That's a big shot for Mitch here in overtime, up by 3. Dotzler with it. Laid in. Alex Rogers, timeout called by Roncalli. Gutsy take by Mitch Shebek. And here's the drive by Rogers. Pius lost him in the defense and double teaming Dotzler. Talking to Jack after the game yesterday, that double overtime win, and he says, you know, we all say Dotzler. Around Omaha, people say Dotzler. His family pronounces it Dotzler. If you'd like a DVD copy of these state high school championship games, give us a call at 800-868-1868. You can also log in at netnebraska.org/sports and order your DVD copy of these state high school championships for just $19.99. One-point advantage for the Thunderbolts. Red there to pick up Shebek at half court. Inside to Jablonski. Back to Shebek.
Good job by Roncalli so far. Really aggressive defensively.
Good feet inside. Jablonski uses the glass and puts it in. Extends that lead back to 3 now. Inside, 2 to go. Dotzler on Easley, drives in. Red thought about it. Now back to Dotzler. Open look, 3, top. Just short. Shebek with the rebound. Now Easley. Now look for Pius to run clock. Tipped away. Jablonski goes to the ground. Jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Roncalli.
Yeah, they're just a gritty group. It's been fun to watch them in the state tournament. Able to create that loose ball opportunity with the tip. Credit both. Jablonski does a good job of hustling after it. Addition to Orr. Good job by officiating, calling it a tie-up versus Coach Spitzka wanted the timeout, but certainly there was multiple hands on the ball.
So another opportunity here for Roncalli to tie it up. 1:19 to go. Down by 3. Still a 1-possession game. Three-pointer. Rogers, short. Great rebound by Dotzler. Dotzler fouled, and one opportunity for Dotzler.
Yeah, just another winning play. Pretty uncommon to have a point guard getting a big offensive rebound, but Dotzler's all over the place. Able to rebound it, get the N1 opportunity.
You think about what Brian Spitzka said as he came out of half. He said, yeah, Dotzler's like an and-one mixtape. Let's go over to Andy Kendi with more courtside.
Larry, Roncalli's team motto is wit, whatever it takes. It's a big motto on this team, and head coach J.J. Stofel says he's never been around a group with such moxie and competitiveness. They just simply hate to lose. We saw it in the quarterfinal, in the overtime win against Bennington, in the semifinal, in the double overtime win against Aurora, and we're seeing it now here in overtime in the state championship game against Pius. One more thing about Dotzler. You mentioned he broke his left arm in the state quarterfinal playoff game. He's a quarterback for the football team. So he breaks his arm in the playoff game at Scottsbluff. He needs 16 screws and 2 metal plates. He's got 2 8-inch scars on his arm, but he was back playing basketball in 6 weeks. In fact, when he was still in the hospital, J.J. Stoffel called him to check on him, and Dotzler apologized. He says he was worried about letting his team down, and Stoffel says, I'm just checking up on you. Nothing could be further from the truth, and Dotzler making big plays down the stretch. He's not letting anybody down here.
In for a great finish. We've already had a great finish here in overtime. 1:02 to go, even at 59.
Yeah, both teams are going to be in the bonus on any foul. Pius with 3 timeouts, Roncalli 1. So certainly a lot of basketball to play out here in 50 seconds.
Shebik with it up top, guarded by Red. Shebik nearly loses it, gets it off to Easley. Inside to Jablonski. 40 seconds to go. Harmon up top. He will hold. Timeout taken by Spitzka. Inside 25 to go. Probably a very similar situation to the end of regulation. You're looking to get it to Easley, I would imagine.
Yeah, at this point, with 25 seconds, you don't want to give Roncalli a chance to win the game. So you want to hold, even if it's some type of a jump shot. The worst thing you can do is to try to go too quick, miss it, and then have Roncalli able to push the basketball down and take a timeout. So, certainly Pius wants to hold for last shot. Roncalli wants to be aggressive enough where you don't foul or you don't give Pius an angle to score, but yet you don't want him to be able to walk into a set play or be able to run, execute something that they're diagramming in the timeout now. So, it's certainly a lot of strategy being discussed, but the ball's going to be put in Charlie's hands. But Charlie's a willing passer. Right? He's been able to find open teammates in these situations through the course of his career.
Pius has not won a title in 15 years. Since 2004, Roncalli, it's been a bit longer, since 96. One of these teams could be walking away with the title in 24.8.
Yeah, Coach Stoffel is going to put in Stickrod, which is a little bit bigger defender. A couple possessions ago, they were able to isolate Jablonski on the block, so they're going to take that option away from Pius. And also, you don't want Pius to be able to get an offensive rebound put back to win it at the tip. So look for Easley to probably take the shot here with 3 or 4 seconds to give Pius a chance to rebound it, or we're going to go to overtime.
The count is on for Shebik. The count is on. They wanted the 5, didn't get it. Inside 10 to go. Rana with it, off to Shebik. 6, 5. Easley with it. Easley will have a chance to win it. Lays it up. No call. Double overtime. 2 overtimes in Class B.
Yeah, really great job by Roncalli, just defending the action, making it hard on Pius to get any momentum, and then obviously Easley going hard right. That's a hard shot going full speed, so credit Roncalli, really good timeout. Good substitutions, well coached on both sides to force that second overtime.
So they'll put another 4 minutes on the clock, and we will have double overtime here in this Class B state championship. Well, there you go. That's harkens back to 1989, right? Wahoo for Pius. So all even at 59. How did we get here? Let's go back to regulation, or first half action, first of all. Pius was able to take a 7-point lead early on. That lead grew to as many as 9. Bucket by Easley. Roncalli came back in the second half and took its first big lead as they led by as many as 6 in the first half and then took a slight lead here in the second. Alex Rogers has been very effective in getting to the basket. That was to win it in regulation, and it rolled off. So in overtime, Bolts took a 3-point lead. And off of the miss, Dotzler's right there to put it back. Gets the and one, and that's where we're at now, 59. As we start here in double overtime. Tip won by Easley.
Yeah, Pius had nice contributions in that first overtime. Jablonski with the bucket. Shevik with a big 3. Harmon had a free throw.
Hey, all for letting them play, but that's that was a knock to the ground right there. Even at 59 in double overtime.
Roncalli's really been leaning on Dotzler with a big 3-point play in that first overtime. And Alex Rogers has also was able to provide some offense for him.
Dotzler, jump ball, possession arrow with Roncalli. It will stay with the Crimson Pride.
Yeah, Charlie did a really good job of kind of playing that gap, creating that loose ball opportunity.
That was an awful quick whistle on the right.
Yeah, certainly, you don't want it to be a foul situation with Dotzler having 4 as an official. So I think early jump ball calls are probably better versus letting 4 people pile on to the loose ball. But it certainly has been physical, and referees don't want to decide it. They want the kids to be able to make plays to win the game, but yet you do have to call fouls that are affecting the basketball game.
Kick back out, or hands it back to Red. Red kicks to the corner, 3 on the way, just off. Harmon with the rebound. 59 all, 2:40 to go in double overtime. Here's Rada driving to the basket. Rada does not get the roll. They're going to say it went off of Jablonski, and now with Roncalli.
A good piece of officiating. That's either an over-the-back foul on Jablonski, or you give them the ball versus letting free throws decide it. So it's either a foul or Roncalli's ball. So I like that piece of officiating. Let the kids decide it. 2:30 to play. Still tie game.
Alex Rogers with it up top, now off to Dotzler. Dotzler guarded by Shubik. Drives in, the pull-up. Dotzler in and out.
Really good drive. That one was halfway down. Unfortunate for Roncalli, it wouldn't drop. Maybe look for Pius. He's probably going to try to isolate Jablonski here again. It's the smaller Jacob Orr.
Easley pulls back for the 3. Got it. Big 3-pointer, Charlie Easley. Pius up by 3.
Yeah, really hasn't shot it that well. It's just 3 of 8, but certainly that's a big 3.
Red off the front of the rim, chases his own rebound. Harmon comes down with it. Here's Rada. Rada pushes it in, goes to the basket. Rada is fouled. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rogers. You can't go underneath that ball screen on Easley. pretty crafty player, was able to read that, step back, get a really good open look. Like I said, Charlie hadn't shot it well up to that point, but that was a really big three for Pius.
Hines back into the game now. Dotzler will take a seat with 4. They don't want him to pick up his 5th foul. So at the line to shoot 2 is Colby Rada, junior guard. First one by Rada is good. Now a 2-possession game.
Yeah, I think Coach Stofel is going to use a timeout once they advance the ball, just getting Dotzler a little break here, which is, they've played a lot of minutes, the most minutes in the history of state, right? With this being
1 overtime and 2 double overtimes. Rada on red, loses the ball, picked up by Easley. Here's Easley, lays it in and one. They're gonna say it travel before the shot. Travel before the shot. One more look. Here's the steal by Easley. 1, 2.
And I missed that. Dotzler actually fouled out. I apologize for missing that. So that he's on the bench because of the 5th foul.
Long 3-pointer on the way is off. Saved back in to Jablonski. Now to Rada. And they'll have to foul. Easley with it, and he's fouled with 54 to go.
And that's only the 9th foul, so this is still a bonus. Is all not a double bonus. Easley's only 5 of 8 from the free throw line so far in this game. None bigger than these 2 free throws.
Knocks it down. 6-point lead.
Yeah, Roncalli still has plenty of time. They have 2 timeouts. They need to push. They'll certainly look for a 3, but even taking a 2 is, they just want to cut into that a little bit.
Long 3-pointer just off the back of the rim. Easley's rebound. And a foul called on Mitch Hines. Easley will go back to the line, trying to extend it to a 9-point lead.
Yeah, pretty good effort by both teams there. This was a
tremendous
high-level game. A lot of big plays, momentum swings. I thought some of those late Roncalli threes looked tired. You know, certainly, only playing 7 players for the course of multiple overtime games every day, I think might have caught up to them.
Stole. Ball still on the ground, kept alive. Jablonski up strong. Rebound back up and in. What anticipation of the steal by Easley and the lay-in by Jablonski. Long 3-pointer. And that is going to do it. Jablonski puts an exclamation point on it. Pius X, the Thunderbolts are state champions. State championship for Brian Spichka and the Thunderbolts. First state title for Pius X since 2004. When we come back, medal and trophy presentations from here at Pinnacle Bank Arena on NET Sports.
games, late nights, emotionally, physically, mentally tougher. Generations of trust, innovation, and hard work done side by side. The decisions you make for your land and livestock have a direct impact on your operation, the region, and the world. That is why we're there when you need us anytime, every time. We both have one chance, one season, one mission, tougher together. Aurora and you.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, and Nebraska Methodist College. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. Nets are coming down in a state championship for Pius 10th in double overtime. 71-59 the final time now to hand out medals and trophies. For that, let's go to Drew Dinker.
The Nebraska School Activities Association, the Nebraska Coaches Association, and the Nebraska Athletic Administrators Association are proud to support positive sportsmanship during the state championships and throughout the season. At this time, we are pleased to present the Sportsmanship Awards for classes B and C1. The trophies are graciously donated by Awards Unlimited. The sportsmanship program is exclusively presented by Concordia University, Nebraska, now proudly partnering with Concordia University, Irvine, California, in offering the nation's #1 graduate program in coaching and athletics administration and exercise science. Making the presentations from Concordia University is Tim Preuss. The Class B Sportsmanship Award winner is Aurora High School. Congratulations, Aurora High School. And for Class C1, the Sportsmanship Award winner is Boys Town High School. Congratulations, Boys Town High School. The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Executive Director Jay Beller, NSAA Board of Directors Kathy Wieskamp from Lincoln Public Schools, Bob Resnicek from Boys Town, and U.S. Bank Representative Nick Powers. Here are the awards for runner-up, Omaha Roncalli Catholic High School. Head coach J.J. Stofel and his assistants will present the silver medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 4, Derek Rogers. Number 10, Ben Schott. Number 20, Mitch Hines. Number 22, Jake Orr. Number 24, Luke Luby. Number 34, Ethan Tyrakoski. Number 50, Nolan Grosica. Number 2, Tayden Red. Number 11, Shane Orr. Number 12, Jack Dotzler. And now for the seniors, number 30, Nate Weibel. Number 14, Alex Rogers. And number 40, Noah Stickrod. For these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2019 Class B State Basketball Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Omaha Roncalli Catholic High School. And now to the champions, Lincoln Pius X High School. Head coach Brian Spichka, we have a special award for you. Coach Spichka and his assistants will present the gold medals. Players, please come forward as your name is called. Number 15, Luke Tabenheim. Number 21, Blake Bodichka. Number 44, Tayden Gentrup. Number 50, Jake Bryson. Number 4, Mitchell Shebeck. Number 33, Colby Rada. And now to the seniors. Number 3, Dominic Pellon. Number 10, Kyle Cluthy. Number 12, Josh Miller. Number 30, Pete Blumenstock. Number 42, Noah Unger. Number 32, Austin Jablonski. Number 34, Charlie Easley. And number 35, Colton Harmon. And presenting the championship game ball from Farmers Mutual Insurance, Regional Director of Agencies, Tim Velo. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2019 NSAA Class B State Basketball Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Pius X High School.
What a run for the Thunderbolts. They finished the season 24-2 and raised the trophy as state champions. Now backstage, Andy Kindy is with the head coach of Roncalli, J.J. Stofeld.
Well, Coach, unfortunately, a team has to lose this one. What was the difference down the stretch in that second overtime?
I think they made some shots, and when it was our time, when it was close, it was tied. We had guys taking shots that were good shots for us that a lot of times throughout the year we've knocked them down, and they just didn't go today. And on those shots, when you don't make them and you play a really good team, they're going to take advantage of it, and they did. I mean, they had a couple shots, so it's.
When you talk about this tournament experience, 3 overtime games, first team in the history of the tournament to do that, what does this say about your team?
They don't quit. They're fighters. I'm extremely proud. The outcome of the game didn't matter today. Obviously, you want to be the state champion. That's the ultimate goal. But at the end of the day, I wanted them to give their best, and they gave their best. They didn't leave anything off. It was all on the floor.
And what do you say about a couple of your guys moving on? You have a good nucleus coming back, but the players leaving the program.
We got guys that have been in the program for a while. I mean, just to mention, Nate Weibel went down with a knee injury earlier in this year, and the fact that he couldn't play pretty much the entire season was big. And Alex Rogers has been a rock for us for 4 years, started since he was a freshman. So with those guys going, and Noah obviously working his tail off to get to where he is this year, those guys are big parts of what we're doing. And I'm like I said, I'm very proud of them, and I don't know.
Been a heck of a run.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Roncalli, the Crimson Pride, a lot to be proud of. They finished second in Class B, just very close, a runner-up finish, 71-59 in double OT. We'll talk to the Thunderbolts straight ahead.
Dvorak Brothers Ranch's Red Angus understands that agriculture is the backbone of our state's proud educational and activities heritage. For 140 years, we've grown with Nebraska. We look forward to continuing the evolution of the beef industry and recognizing the rich past from which our state's educational programs have benefited. For information on our upcoming Red Angus bull sale or our family's history, DvorakBrothersRanches.com.
Being part of a co-op, it means a lot to me, just how involved we are in the community, how much the farmers come in here, look for advice and see where we can help them out.
I enjoy serving this community and just because I get to spend time with them, I get to know everybody.
To be customer driven in a co-op is what I like about CVA, that's what I would consider to myself one of their main priorities.
Angela Santomero continues Fred Rogers' legacy of bringing kindness into the world.
We need to move towards happiness, to loving embraces. We need more kindness.
Bringing more kindness into the world has been Angela Santomero's life's work.
When we give this gift to others, our hearts explode with love.
The Power of Radical Kindness with Angela Santomero.
Sunday at noon Central on NET.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by Aurora Cooperative, Constellation Energy, and the Nebraska Corn Board. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. So back at Pinnacle Bank Arena, let's take a look at the final numbers here, and you look at the number of free throws, difference in free throws shot, 21-7.
Yeah, some of those were, late as but Pius did get to the free throw line a little bit more. Roncalli, I think, took a few more three-point attempts. That was kind of their style versus Pius' style. But both teams, 38 points in the paint for Roncalli, 36 for Pius. We talked about the difference of the game might have been that 10-0 transition baskets for Pius. Roncalli did a good job adjusting, only holding them to 12. But in a close game, Pius used some of those, early runouts to build that halftime lead and was able to hold on through multiple overtimes to capture that Class B state title.
When we come back, we're going to hear from the champs, Coach Brian Spitzka, and the rest of the Thunderbolts right here on NET.
Pride of place is more than just a saying. It's a movement, driven by a desire to achieve and the unwavering faith of the fans. Like a town and its team, Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Programming on NET Television is provided in part by the Dr. Tom and Dorothy Hallstrom Inspire Nebraska Athletics Endowment. Watch NET Sports anytime, anywhere. Download the free NET Nebraska app today. Watch live streaming of the NSAA High School Championships, college player profiles, full-length episodes from Big Red Wrap-Up, and so much more. Get the app at netnebraska.org/apps.
Well, it took 2 overtimes, but in the end, Lincoln Pius X stands above all, knocking off Roncalli Catholic 71-59. Let's talk to the winning head coach. Coach, we talked about this at halftime, about what the difference would be in the second half. How did it play out in your mind?
Well, we got a few stops when we needed to, but Roncalli is an incredibly tough team, hard-nosed, well-disciplined, and they just wouldn't quit. We would get a little bit of a lead, thought we might be able to have a chance to stretch it, but they'd always get a big bucket out there. But rebounds and defense were the key for us there. We got enough of those at the end to be able to secure a win.
How big of a deal is it to the Pius community? First title in 15 years. How large of an achievement is this?
Well, it's been a little while, and we've had some really great success, but we haven't been able to get over the hump, and this is the right group to be able to do it. There's been a lot of great coaches and a lot of great players over that time, that have helped to build that success for us and give us that chance to be able to get to this point.
And what about a couple guys that we're going to be talking to momentarily, their impact on the program, not just today, but as the years have gone by in this season in particular?
Well, they're all three of our captains. They were voted that way by their teammates, and that's the reason, because of their leadership, because of their abilities. We like to think that they're not voted because they're three of our best players, but it's because of who they are, and I really believe that's the case. Their basketball skills are awesome, but the kind of people that they are is what makes them even better.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations, Coach. Let's bring in some of these players, including Austin Jablonski, 15 points, 11 rebounds. I don't want to shortchange you. How's it feel, buddy?
Like heaven.
Yeah.
Feels like heaven on earth.
Yeah. What was the difference in your mind down the stretch there?
I mean, just what it comes down to, all the hard work we put in the off season, and since our freshman year, we just grinded so hard in the weight room, and all those extra workouts we do, privately, not at Pius. That's what it's all about, and I think it really showed down the stretch.
Was there a point where you thought, yeah, this team can do this team can win a state championship, or did you have that thought planted in your mind even in the last summer?
We always knew that we could do something special, just because of the talent we have, but it was always up to us, to cultivate those gifts we've been given by God, and work our hardest every day to obtain, a state championship.
Well, congratulations. I'm going to have you hand the trophy off to Colby Rada. Had 10 points. Go ahead. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, don't fumble. Here we go. Colby, how's this feel to hold the state championship trophy? It's got to be pretty amazing.
Oh, this feels amazing. I mean, we've been working so hard for this, and the coaches always said this is one of the hardest things we'll ever do, and to be able to finish the job and get this done just feels amazing.
How much of a struggle was that game, though? Roncalli kept coming back, but you guys answered every punch with a counter punch.
It was a great battle. I mean, Roncalli is a really good team, and we just had to keep fighting. I mean, our schedule really prepared us. We've been facing teams like this all year, and when it got to the end of the game and it was close, we knew we could do it.
And finally, what do you say about the senior leadership that you guys have had as a team? It's pretty incredible to have such a good core group of guys leading your club.
Yeah, I love our seniors. I've learned so much from them. Ever since I was a freshman, just playing with them all these years, I've learned so much. I really look up to them.
Well, congratulations. State champion, you're going to hand the trophy off to Charlie Easley, Mr. All-time leading scorer. Hit a big three there in that second overtime. Charlie, what was going through your head in that overtime? I know that at times your shots weren't falling, but when they mattered most, they did drop.
Yeah, I mean, we were battling the whole game, and for some reason we just really like overtime, and I knew I couldn't think about the shots that I'd already missed. You just have to stay in the moment, and the shot was there, so I took it.
Yeah, among these highlights, there's a bunch of scoring baskets by you, but there's also a pass that goes probably the length of the court, a bounce pass. It was one of the greatest highlights of the day. How much do you pride yourself on your ability to distribute?
I mean, it's just part of my game. I mean, I'm going to try and get teammates chances to score, and if it's there, I'm just going to try and make a play.
And I know we talked yesterday about the impact of one of your managers, Hayden, and we have a picture of him up here. How much of an inspiration has he been on not just your team, but at school and maybe the community at large?
I can't even put it into words. I mean, I just told him how much of an impact he's had on me and everybody on the team. We couldn't have done it without him.
And that's your medal around his neck?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. That says a lot about you and about the Lincoln Pius X program. As a whole, as the Thunderbolts are your state champions in Class B. Knocking off Roncalli in dramatic fashion in double overtime, 71-59, your final here at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln.
The money that comes from Constellation goes directly back into our county 4-H program. So they're directly impacting young people and the development of young people, whether that's leadership development, citizenship development, or helping them develop life skills.
Constellation provides natural gas for Nebraska homes, farms, ranches, and businesses. Through our support for 4-H and FFA, we're providing energy for Nebraska's future as well. Natural gas from Constellation.
Hi everyone, the NET production remote truck is on location ready for another live sports broadcast. Here's your invitation to become a member of the Sports Partners Club and help ensure the great sports we all love continue on NET. Member benefits include invitations to things like production facility tours, meet and greet events, and tailgate parties. Thanks to the support of NET Sports Partner Club members, NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Become a member of the NET Sports Partners Club.
Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. The roads are not fit to drive. Tires will slip and lose their grip. You'll be lucky to make it alive. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. Best to leave home prepared. Look at all the snow and watch it blow. I wouldn't go out if you dared. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. You should have checked 511. Look out now, here comes a plow. You're gonna be late anyhow. Don't be in a hurry when it flurries. It would be better not to go out alone. All of this ice is not so nice. Next time, better stay home.
Coverage of the 2019 NSAA Boys High School Basketball Championships on NET is made possible in part by the Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest Foundation, the Nebraska Public Power District, and Nebraska Methodist College. A big thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We couldn't do it without your support. And we're back at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Here's a look at what's happened to date. It's a big win by Auburn, winning its first ever state championship. Jim Weeks coming back, 30-29 over North Bend Central. Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family also winning that school's for that co-op's first ever title, and then just now a double overtime game as Pius 10th knocks off Roncalli 71-59 in 2 OT. And that's what we have coming up the rest of the afternoon. So not back here until 4:30. A very talented BRLD team will take on UTAN, and then you have Central and South in the Class A final, and we'll wrap it up late this evening with Osmond and Johnson Brock. Takeaways from the first 3 games?
Well, certainly if you sat there and watched it, big shots in the first game, and certainly maybe a surprise upset in the second game, and then, could Pius, which had a really good season, end up winning the state title, but you got to give Roncalli credit. They didn't go down easily, and just a great 3 games of basketball. And there's a lot of new faces here in the night session, so it'll be interesting to see how those games play out.
Should be a good one. One final time for Andy Markowski and also for Andy Kendi. I'm Larry Putney. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at Pinnacle Bank Arena tonight at 4:30 as we tip off more state high school championship action right here on NET Sports.